All right, this is for servers and bartenders. Tell me a story about a time where you were like, there's no way this customer's serious. I'll start. So I worked at a barbecue place and we had barbecue sandwiches, and like there was like a make it a meal deal that you could add a side and a drink for just $2. And mind you, the sides were $2.79 a piece and so were the drinks. So it just made sense to go ahead and do the make it a meal. Like even if, like say you wanted a Coke but you didn't want no side, or if you wanted a water but you wanted fries, it still just made sense to go ahead and make it a meal. So this lady, she actually does get both. She gets like coleslaw and a Diet Coke or whatever. I check on her throughout the meal. She has no issues, or she doesn't bring them up to me. I go to clean off the table when they go to walk off. They hadn't paid, which wasn't completely unusual. Sometimes you did pay up front, but they were told to pay me at the table. And also there was no tip, which it was an older couple, so I don't always expect tips from older couples. They're usually not the best tippers. And I go and like take their dishes to the back, and I come out and they're still up front talking to my manager. And he's like, hey, she said that she told you she didn't like her Diet Coke. And I was like, ma'am, I came over there 3 or 4 times. You never mentioned anything about the Diet Coke. And I was like, and I'm sorry about that. And she was like, well, I don't think that I should have to pay for it. And I said, well, ma'am, did you like your coleslaw and your barbecue sandwich? And she said, yeah. I was like, well, then do you think that you should have to pay for those? And she said, yeah, I just don't want to pay for the Diet Coke. And I said, well, the way the deal works is you only pay $2 for both. So it's almost like a buy one, get one free. So you liked your coleslaw, the Diet Coke was free, even though you didn't like it, it was free. And she was like going on and on about how she didn't think that she had to pay for the Diet Coke. She wanted me to take it off the bill and all of this. And I'm like, ma'am, if you liked your coleslaw and your sandwich, then I think that I should leave the bill how it is. It's still going to be better for you. You're going to be paying 79 cents less. And she looks at me and she's like, I am not paying for that Diet Coke. She said, ring up my sandwich, ring up my coleslaw, and that's what I'll pay for. And I said, well, ma'am, I'm going to tell you before I do this, I don't mind doing it, but it's going to take your ticket amount up 79 cents before taxes, probably close to $1. And she was like, I'm going to do this to prove a point to you that I am not going to pay for that Diet Coke. So I voided her order. I rerung up the sandwich and the coleslaw. She left paying 79 cents more just to prove a point to me that she was not paying for that Diet Coke.